So we have a bit of a breaking news update for you guys from, of course, the second Ashes test is about a few minutes away now, and England have won the toss and chosen to bowl first. Surprising decision in a way.
I mean, not really. England won the toss and chose to bowl first.
Yeah.
I mean, this New England Test team is all about, kind of that aggressive approach. And no, it's really not a surprise that England is going with the bowling first, right?
In fact, if you're talking about that, Pat Cummins himself said that we too would have chosen to bowl first. So probably
I mean,
not that
it
much
is
of a
at
start.
Lord's.
Yes.
It is Lord's, and you always want to get off on the right foot when it comes to Test cricket. So I think that's a great decision from England cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. And also they were saying that, bit of cloud cover, so cloud cover, green track.
Yeah.
This might just be the place where James Anderson says, you know what, I'm going to prolong my test career. I'm not done yet. But team news for you, in case you're wondering, I mean, England had already announced their team, so no real surprise there. Josh Tongue comes in, plays Moeen Ali, which means the only real spinner that England will have is Joe Root.
Ooh. Well, I think England are kind of going with a risky take here when it comes to not including a lot of spinners in their squad. But when we look at the surface at Lord's, and I've seen a few pictures going around,
Yeah.
we are looking at a very it looks like a great batting pitch. It looks like a flat pitch, but we saw what happened in the WTC final. It is prone to changing a lot, changing drastically day to day, and then also it kind of ended up breaking at the 4-day mark, and it did go in the favor of spinners at one point.
Yeah.
So it will be a gamble for England cricket, but let's see what happens.
Also, one thing which is worth pointing out that England's baseball, their aggressive approach, tends to always work best when they're batting last.
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason why they were okay winning the toss and being like, hey, you know what, we'll choose to bowl rather than
Right.
look to bat. Of course, conditions played a part, but they also know that their best strength is being able to chase in the fourth innings at a time when the pitch is a bit tired, and they can kind of go a little bang, counter-attack, ensure that the opposition bowlers are on the back foot. For Australia, one big change, Scott Boland is out and Mitchell Starc is back.
Any reason for it? Or
No,
is
I
it
think it's just a
change?
case of they had to bring in Starc. And there had to be someone who got dropped, and I don't think it was going to be Hazelwood.
But then I don't know. Scott Boland was
The hero of the WTC
the
final.
hero of the WTC final, but he's also someone who hasn't been doing bad.
Too much wrong.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong, but I think it's just a case of having two really world-class bowlers in your team and kind of wanting to find the right combination. And Mitchell Starc, of course, cannot be kept on the sidelines for too long.
Exactly.
So he finds his place in the squad now.
Yeah, plus with Australia, they've tended to have this issue in recent times where I won't call it an issue, I'll say it's a team policy, whereby they'll rotate one of their seamers on occasion.
Yeah.
So remember, they kept Starc out last time, you were expecting him to come back. Maybe, I doubt Cummins is getting any rest, truth be told, not as captain. But, you're going to see some rotation within the other three. You might very well see maybe Hazelwood sit out one match too, because again, remember, Hazelwood has had a lot of issues with injuries recently, and one of the reasons they tend to rotate a lot is to ensure that the workload is managed. Smart way of workload management. But that's the major thing. No major changes really for England. Of course,
Yes.
we did
Moeen
mention
Ali.
one, Josh Tongue. No Moeen Ali. Manik, there is a change. They did in fact mention yesterday that there's no Moeen Ali. Josh Tongue will be making his debut, and that's an interesting one, really, considering one for another seam bowler. Good toss to win.
Yes.
I'd say, for them. You know what Lord's is like. It's always going to be that slope makes it tough. Green conditions, there's a bit of cloud cover. I found very, very excited
I mean-
about this day.
Talk about Lords and sidelining spinners. But of course, Moeen Ali, I think, has gone out of the squad because of his injury.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
getting worse
it was.
in the first test, and by the third day, I believe he was bleeding at one point, and
Yeah.
which is not great for an off finger spinner, because that is your asset. Your finger is your asset, and when you're not able to, kind of grip the ball, it gets harder.
Absolutely, and the thing is that with him, you saw like there were pictures also. There was bleeding. There was
Yeah.
a full proper bruise form. You remember he even got charged with breaching the ICC code of conduct because he was using a drying agent. So he was clearly struggling, and I don't blame him. He's not played Test match cricket in a while. So I think you're going to be seeing a very, very big, let's say, shift that. Joe Root would have to put in if they really do need a spinner, because again they don't really have. They had Rehan Ahmed who they added to the squad,
But
didn't
he's
make it
not
in
in the
very well.
11.
And you remember, no impact rules here, so no impact subs. can't be bringing him in later on.
Yeah.
But that's it. So anyway, let's just quickly do a prediction since I'm pretty sure, well, action is actually, it's about to start.
Yes.
So,
So I think, it's going to be a very tough match, but I think Australia has the edge.
I would say Australia have the edge too,
Yeah.
but I think in this particular session, I think England would be disappointed if they don't get at least 3 wickets. Because again, you're going to have the new ball, best of the conditions as far as the bowlers are concerned, has to be right. Now, Broad, Robinson, Anderson, even a Josh Tongue need to be making hay whilst the sun shines or whilst it doesn't shine because there's a lot of cloud cover.
Yeah.
So that's it from us. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing you updates from the Ashes of the day as well. For now, though, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, if you enjoy our work, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment as well, and also,
Don't forget to download the SportsTech app.
plus follow us across socials. Stay tuned to Sports Today. Plenty more coming your way. For now, though, it's goodbye.